where did that ability and skill come from? Because obviously it can be seen as a technique, but when you talk about it, it's not a technique. It's something that, it's not just like, oh, you read that in a book. And it's how you think and how you feel and how you empathize with this person. And even when you were talking about Diana, there's someone obviously who've not played. It's like, but you're watching that and you're able to observe that. Where did that skill come from? How did it develop? Do you remember? Like, when did you start? Did you start doing that when you watched TV when you were a kid, or did you, where did it come from?
I'm not even sure when it started. I think I've always been a people watcher. I think I've always observed how people move, how people are, so that I can better communicate with them myself. I haven't always been perfect, but like that seems to be my sort of cheat code to knowing what a person needs from me in conversation. I sometimes watch people's lips to make sure that I'm really listening. You know what I mean?
Like they're not getting all self-conscious.
Or watch their eyes, because those are the places that give you what the emotional life of a person is. And I think I've always just applied that to my everyday life. And then when I went to drama school, obviously learning about actioning and making sure that there's a reason for something and what is the reason for the thing you're saying. What we say is 50% of what we mean. Often how we say it and what we're thinking as we say it, the words aren't necessarily the thing that we're thinking. They're just a representation of how we're feeling. And until, when we're not afraid, the words are the thing that we're thinking. But often with people, when we're saying the thing that we think the other person wishes to hear, as opposed to what we want to say. And so I learned about that in drama school and then just applied it to the bigger, space of my life. And then as you get older, you start to want to connect with people. And that desire to connect properly with people, I think just feeds into my work. I want people to connect with the people I get to play. And I call them people because I don't see them as just characters. When you see the people you're playing, or what people would know as characters, as whole and realized people, you get to know them better, which means you get to give another person, introduce a person to everybody watching. And so they get to connect and feel as though these are real people out in the world that I might not come in contact with, but they exist. And I want that for the people that I play.
Yeah.
That's the desire for connection consistently with my characters.
Yeah. Do you feel that sometimes, and I coach a lot of people who act and stuff, not in acting, obviously, in life and work.